Welcome to Talking Tech, our new web series where we talk with Hillsborough teachers about the successes with virtual teaching and learning. I'm Todd McDonald, the Technology Integration Coordinator.
And I'm Mary Ellen Wilson. I'm a tech coach at the middle school in Auten Road, and today we are talking tech with Sue Nami. Welcome, Sue.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Can you just do a little introduction and let us know who you are and what and where you teach?
Yeah, I teach 8th grade literacy at Hillsborough Middle School. And I've been working with, as we all have, remote learning. As a literacy teacher, it's been a little bit interesting trying to figure out how to promote reading and continue their independent reading while they can't really have access to my library or books as easily. So it's been a little bit tricky.
So can you talk to us a little bit about how you are finding some success with keeping your reading students engaged and connected while teaching from a distance?
Yeah, we always do a book club unit at the end of the year, and I really love our dystopian sci-fi book club unit that we do. And what's great about book clubs is it really helps students to work together in a group. They can talk about their book and actually share the same book that they're reading with someone else, and they can talk over any big ideas they're having or theories. It just helps with comprehension. And so when we went into remote learning, I thought, this is going to be a little bit tricky because they can't really meet in groups. And once I started, using Google Meet, and I saw that they could actually use Google Meet to coordinate their groups and meet together, it ended up working out really well. So basically, I just set up Meet links for each group, and the students will go on and meet together regularly every week without really my guidance at all, really. I set it up ahead of time. I give them my expectations. They know what they're supposed to do. And then they go into their meet and they take it from there. So one app that I found really helpful in doing this is Jamboard, because once I figured out that I could use Jamboard for the students to actually post their jots, we call them, which is basically a quote that they found in their reading or a question they might have. They bring it to their group meeting. And so with Jamboard, I'm just going to go into present real quick to show you. The students can actually share Post-it notes, which I thought was really cool. And I have right now, you're looking at my home page here for all my different jams, Jamboard. And one group in particular that, there's a lot of different groups. You'll see they're set up by the book title for the different dystopian novels. I'm going to just show you one group in particular. This is the Divergent Book Club group. And what's really nice is they can use Jamboard to present their ideas before they meet. So then as they meet, they have kind of a springboard. They have something that can kind of ground their discussion. And they're not just coming in saying like, well, what do you want to talk about? And each student takes a turn and posts, and goes over what they posted for that week, whether it was something they noticed about a character development, something they thought was interesting that a character did, a big plot development or a major conflict that was introduced. And then as they meet on their Google Meet as a group, they can actually present their screen to each other and they can go over this. I just wanted to show you also a quick video. What I do is what's nice, since I can't, another issue I had was how am I going to kind of monitor all these different meets going on at once? So I go in ahead of time and I set it up to record, and I can go in later and I can view them and kind of go over exactly what they talked about, which is really nice.
I feel like it's someone from Erudite, but I don't remember if she met anyone.
She only
as
met
of
the
yet.
sister of Will.
But they have to be very powerful to
Yeah,
be
no,
able
she was
to...
just the sister. She was just like nagging.
Maybe it is someone from Erudite working with Eric.
I mean, they're kind of the evil people. Like,
the
yeah.
evil ones,
as of
the
yet.
evil factions. Well, I have a feeling that the reason that they're making everything so violent now is to get rid of divergency, because that's what they were talking about. They're like, oh yeah, but the reason you're here, Eric, is because you need to watch out for the people that are divergent. You need to get rid of them. That's what.
Why do they feel so threatened by these people? I mean, they don't live by the societal rules, so I guess that's really the biggest issue everyone has with them.
Well, Force said that it was like that they were afraid that they were gonna like upset the balance, I guess, of the factions that they have in place, and they want to keep the control. And somebody who's different from everybody else could ruin that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it.
I wonder if there's any plans to change the title of your dystopian fiction unit to current events next year.
It kind of, yeah, it seemed like a fitting time to introduce the dystopian. A lot of connections have been made. It is a little weird, reading some of these novels, and hopefully we won't get to that point where we have to go to the arena, with the 12 tributes. But, right now we're doing the best we can.
Could you just tell us quickly, what are the rules of book club? I imagine the first rule is that you don't talk about book club, but what are the next rules after that?
Yeah, definitely don't talk about book club. Just kind of making sure that a lot of it is student-centered, so they actually come up with a lot of norms in the beginning. We've used book clubs throughout the year, so they're pretty familiar with the norms at this point. But we let the groups actually come up with their own norms. So like, being prepared, being on time, making sure that you do the reading, making sure that you're in the same place so that you can talk about it without giving away spoilers or without ruining anything. Everybody, I would say, sticks to that. Sometimes it can be a little tricky, but the students are pretty honest. Usually if they fall behind, they'll just say, I fell behind, but I'm going to catch up. And it works out. I think having it student-centered really helps with that.
Can you talk to us a little bit about what's next? What plans you have for your reading students, your writing students, anything along those lines?
We're going to wrap up our reading unit, and but we've also used a digital notebook, which has been really helpful for me to keep track of their jobs. Usually they use an actual notebook, but we used Google Slides so they could have a digital notebook. So that's been a place for them to do their independent work. So they have the book club that they do, and then they have their work that they do in their digital notebook, which is really nice. And then in writing, we're just starting our invention unit, which is really exciting. And we're going to kind of have the students kind of coming up with their own invention ideas. And we're thinking about having them use Flipgrid to share their original inventions to each other, and then kind of deciding as a group or as a class which ones would be maybe like the best invention or the coolest idea. And we're thinking about having them share it with other teams using Flipgrid so that teams can kind of see all the other students' ideas.
Well, Sue, thank you so much for talking tech today. It was so nice to see you.
Yeah, it was great seeing you guys.
Thank you, Sue.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you in real life.